AEW Double or Nothing is in the books, so let's cross it out and let's talk about it. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CrossYouOut podcast. And of course, I am your host, Eric Cross. And in today's show, well, like I said in the beginning, it's AEW Double or Nothing from Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're gonna get right into it. It was, to me, anyways, it was an up and down show. Um, you know, I'm gonna be very honest about this. Some of the matches, I honestly felt like they could have been on Dynamite or Collision. They, it's just, you try to jam pack a pay per view with some great matches, and some of them, yeah, you might think they're going to be great matches, but they're not. So it just depends on where your mindset is at this point, and really where you want to be at. And honestly, there again, like I said, some matches should not have been on this card, should not have been on the pay per view tonight. But again, we just try to get everybody on the show, and realistically, it's it's kind of sad sometimes, but nonetheless. We start off with the 0 hour. It was Thunder Rosa versus Diana Perrazzo. Um, you know, both women, former challengers to the women's championship, now facing off against each other, trying to claw their way back to a title match. Diana Perrazzo picks up the victory I believe it was holding the ropes, or by slick means. Um, the Acclaim with Daddy Ass versus Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, or the Cage of Agony as they like to be called now. Um, Daddy Ass and the Acclaim, of course, pick up the victory on that. And then the end of the 0 hour was the Bang Bang Gang versus Death Triangle, and the return of Juice Robinson to help out the Bang Bang Gang to retain their titles for the trios, unified titles. So we go into the main card. It was Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay for the international title. Um, Again, it was a good match. It was something that was kind of just lacking a little bit from this match. Still a good match. Whenever Will Ospreay is out there wrestling, it's an amazing match. Honestly, to me, you know, I feel like Will Ospreay cannot do no wrong when it comes to his matches and stuff like that. Um, let's see, where was I at? Da, da, da. But Will Ospreay does pick up the victory, and he is now the new international champion. And it was good seeing him win a belt and good seeing him become a champion. But it kind of this was kind of a bad placement for this. What happened next? Um, Adam Cole comes out. Music hits. Adam Cole walks on out, and you know, somehow, some way, we're trying to remind us about the the devil himself. And once that happened, lights went out. something popped up on the screen on the Titantron, I guess you want to call it. Um, a video of somebody walking through a hallway, going into a room with a bunch of memorabilias of mementos, I guess you can call it, of the man himself, MJF, and the guy picks up the scarf itself, and then in lights come, or we go back to Adam Cole looking shocked. What? What? And then MJF's music hits, and MJF comes back out, and the shocking return of MJF, which again, bad placement. This was a really bad placement. You know, we could have waited a little bit to get him out, but um, kind of got his comeuppance on Adam Cole, but yeah. It was he cut a real passionate promo saying that he's AEW and he's all in and whatnot, and it was good. It was he looked phenomenal. He looked good. You know, coming back, got some time to rest and recuperate, and you know, seeing him back. Hopefully, he goes back into his into the title picture. Maybe a you know, month or so of him dealing with Adam Cole, and then move on from that. No longer than 2 months. I don't want to see. I don't want to see another match between them at Wembley. I don't want to see it. Just just end it. Just end that shit. Um, let's see. Let's see. And then the Tony Khan and Martha Hart comes out, introduced by Renee Paquette, saying that the Owen Hart tournament will finish off in Owen Hart's hometown of Canada, and the winner of the King of the of the Owen Hart tournament, male and female, will win themselves a world title match. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, where else am I at? Talked about the trios titles, the Bang Bang Gang win the titles there. Let's go to the AEW Women's Championship match. Toni Storm versus Serena D. And again, this match was lackluster. It was kind of, I don't know. There was something about it that didn't rub together. I really feel this should have been a TV match, but it is what it is. The the defending women's champion wins again, and she is Toni Storm, still your women's champion. I mean, again, I didn't like this one. I didn't feel like this was a credible challenger. As much as I love Serena D as a wrestler and as a competitor, I really feel like there was something missing out of this feud. So, you know, we'll see where and what Toni Storm is going to do next. Did not watch the press conference, so I don't know if any kind of challengers or anything like that, but we'll see what happens. Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta, and another grudge match, another match that I really feel like should have been on Dynamite, because this was not Granted, this is a blood feud match, but at the same time, it's not a blood feud kind of match. Orange Cassidy picks up the victory, and if you wanted to really spice it up, Trent should have won, but Orange Cassidy picks up the victory like always, kind of just out of nowhere. Again, something was missing from this. You know, um, you know, if they were going to, because they're continuing this thing with with um, you know, what's his name? They're continuing this feud with Trent and Orange Cassidy, and Cassidy is just, again, he's lackluster. This is the time where he should have been like really heated up, really just kind of going out of his comfort zone and out of this character that he is. But they kind of dropped the ball on that, and I really feel like, again, this is a TV match, not a pay-per-view match. Another TV match that, or should have been a dark match. Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata. Honestly, trash all around. This Jericho really needs to go away. He has go away heat with me, and honestly, don't want to see him no more. You know, or at least go away for a little while and then come back and try to do something else. But this character that he continues to reinvent himself, and just is just this people, or this Jericho of shoving it down people's throats, is not good. Yes, he is a huge name in the world of professional wrestling, but at the same time, he is absolutely trash right now. He needs to go away, reinvent himself, and come back and see what happens. But Jericho picks up the victory. He still is your FTW World Champion. Whoopity doo. Next match is Jon Moxley versus Takeshita, for for the IWGP World Heavyweight Title eliminator, which means if Takeshita wins, he will get a match for the IWGP title. Good match. Worked on Moxley's arm the whole entire match. This was a pay-per-view match. This was a really good one-on-one match. Someone fighting from the bottom. Someone fighting with only one arm. Absolutely amazing match. Jon Moxley picks up the victory on that one. And as you can tell, when I go into these matches, some of them I'll go into depth and kind of give my opinion about this. But this is the type of match that we need to see more of, where it's someone working from bottom, someone trying to figure out what's going to happen, and at the same time, just an amazing match, hands down. So Moxley picks up the victory. We'll see what happens next. Let's see. We go to the AEW TNT Championship match. Adam Copeland, the champion, versus Malachi Black in a barbed wire steel cage match. And it was good. A lot of surprises. We got to see Gangrel come out of nowhere. The Brood type of this thing that Copeland wanted to bring out for the against the House of Black, which at one point it looked like Brody King or Brody Lee and what's his name, and Buddy Matthews were going to turn on him, but boom, they said no, we aren't doing that. But it was a good match. Again, really good match. I would have flipped this. I would have not let Copeland win. I do feel like Copeland did mess up his leg from that really bad botch of jumping off the cage. I don't know what happened, but he looked so hesitant flying off of it. Did not get an extension out to land. It looked like he landed leg first. Like kind of stiffed his leg when he went down, and I don't know. It just looked weird. Um, I really feel like Copeland is hurt now because of this, but we'll see. Um, but he is still your TNT champion. And then we go on to the one of three main event of the night, which is bullshit because there's only one main event. Um, the AEW TBS Championship match, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. Okay, so I understand the first match for Monet coming into AEW and winning this belt. And she won the match. But here's my problem. You have lightning in the bottle, basically. You have Willow Nightingale, a very, very underdog champion. And I understand you want to give Monet her first title, her first match in, you know, and to be honest with you, they did not, and it doesn't feel like she's hitting with the crowd. Willow, on the other hand, is connecting with the crowd more and more. She is very popular with the AEW crowd. I don't know. I really feel like you could have let her win the title or continue to be the champion and, have it some kind of DQ or something, some kind of screwy finish or something like that. But I don't know. I didn't like this. But Monet is now your new TBS champion. And, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Who was it? Yeah, I don't know. I would have completely done it differently. I wouldn't have done that. And Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway turned their backs on Willow tonight as well. So we knew that was going to happen, but it could have went into the finish. I don't know. That whole thing was just kind of like, well, we gotta do it because we gotta do it. But whatever's. We go to the AEW World Title match. The champion Swerve Strickland coming out in one of the best kind of homage to one of my favorite movies of all time, The Warriors, coming out like Swan from The Warriors. Fucking dope. Love the get up, love the gear. That shit was dope. Versus Christian Cage in kind of again another TV match. Didn't feel like a world title match. Didn't feel like a there are some stakes at hand here. Um, you know, it was what it was. It was a decent match. No other set up for another match between somebody else, another challenger to happen. We'll probably find out who's going to be next in line on Wednesday. But Swerve Strickland picks up the victory. Is still your AEW World Champion. Phenomenal. And then we go on to the main event, because this is the main event. Team AEW, Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, and Darby Allin. Excuse me, I can't forget Darby Allin. Team AEW versus Team Elite. Um, you know, the Young Bucks, Jack Perry, and Okada. This match, again, when you look at the fact that this type of match is supposed to be just an all-out brawl, the anarchy in the arena, as they like to call it, it lived up to that. There was apparently people getting hit by a mail truck on the out of the arena. Jack Perry getting his pants lit on fire because of Darby Allin. Let's see. The Bucks hitting the TK driver on Bryan Danielson on the poker chip. What else? Darby Allin getting hanged up from his feet. Upside down, getting 2 super kicks in the face with thumbtacks on the bottom of the Bucks' feet. Just absolutely insanity type of match. But here's the kicker. The Bucks, Jack Perry, and Okada pick up the victory, defeating AEW, and we'll see what leads more into this. I feel like Hangman Page is going to be coming back, and trying to offset the Elite. As of Kenny Omega right now, he had surgery. For what, I am not sure of. But he has no time sent of when he's going to be coming back. So we'll see when he comes back and when that's gonna happen. But again, some matches really should have been on TV. Other matches sticked on the pay-per-view. That's fine. But this AEW pay-per-view did a little bit of good, did a little bit of bad, but as a whole, I think it was a decent show, not one of their best shows. So we'll see where that leads us in to the next pay-per-view, which is going to be Forbidden Door. That is going to be the next pay-per-view, but we're also getting ready for All In, and then All Out, and just other stuff going to be happening, which is going to be crazy. But that is your Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Again, do I recommend seeing some of these matches? I do, definitely. Do I say wait to see it, or even you know, see if somebody has has the highlights. Possibly on this one, yeah. I again, I feel like it was a decent type of show where you get what you're worth, get your money's worth, but at the same time, just didn't hit right, you know. But um, that is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So, um, yeah. Um, what is going to be next? I don't know exactly, but I do know that that's the end of the show. So I don't know what's gonna happen next. We'll see what happens on next Wednesday on Dynamite and see who's gonna be the next challenger for Swerve Strickland. See what the AEW is going to do against the Elite, and we'll see what happens. But I will be back on very soon. I have a cigar that I want to talk about. That's really an amazing, actually amazing, really amazing cigar that I really loved enjoying, which I will talk about when I do that video. Um, Maybe an update on my EDC in the next maybe 2-3 weeks. I got some things coming in that I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, cross out. Good night, everybody.